What's up, guys? Back with another video. My camera happened to fall into water and it doesn't work, so I ordered a new camera. Should be arriving very soon. I'm excited for it. I want to make this quick video using my phone, of course, and it's all about anger. I really want to talk about this topic actually because everybody experiences anger. In fact, as a kid, I really had some temper tantrums from time to time. And what's crazy about it is anger is this intense emotion that just arises, and it's so powerful, and you have physiological responses to that emotion that you experience. Your heart rate goes faster, your body warms up, and your skin perspirates, and it's so intense that it can be very difficult to process. It can be very difficult to be aware of anger. And me, it really took a couple years of meditation has really just done the job for me, and my awareness levels of it is just through the roof. So of course I still experience anger. Of course, I'm human, but the way in which I respond to it and how aware of it I am is a lot better than when I was a lot younger. So this video is all about anger. It's going to really help you understand it more within yourself, because again, I'm going to talk about how not everyone processes anger the same way, and how, and what triggers us, of course, isn't all the same, of course. So anger, of course, is a relatively normal human emotion. It's ideal, for survival. Anger helps elicit fight or flight responses, making you ready to protect yourself. But in all situations, of course, it's not that threatening. You have to understand what are your triggers, what angers you, and you have to ask yourself why it angers you. Because if you're unconscious about your anger, you start to you end up looking like an idiot in a lot of situations. I'm going to be really honest with you. If you're not able to be conscious of your triggers and how that leads to anger, you will be in a lot of drama and issues throughout your life, more than you should be in. So how do you understand your triggers? Anytime you notice yourself getting angry, somebody cuts you off on the road, a girl doesn't want to give you her number, you can't really meditate, your exercise routine isn't going how you want it to, your PhD paper didn't get an A or whatever, and you didn't get accepted to some frat party or something. Whatever it is, I don't care what it is. Ask yourself why that triggers you, because that's where the work starts. When you ask yourself, why is this triggering for me? Because I guarantee you, for somebody else, that situation may not be as triggering. So you have to ask yourself that. Next, you want to understand how it manifests. So what is your response to anger, right? Notice, what do? Are you passive aggressive when you get angry? Is when somebody pisses you off, do you start getting passive aggressive? Are you very direct? Are you telling them that you're angry? Do you get physically violent? That's not good. Do you isolate yourself? Do you fall into certain addictions when you're angry because you don't want to experience that? And it's all of these things. So you have to look at yourself. Again, I always make this analogy, and I got this from Vadim Zealand. Your life is a play. This is a play. We're all egos in this game of life, and we have these masks. Evidently, we're not these faces, there's nothing but constructions. All of this, it's a construction. I created this character. I can really be anything I want, and I chose this because it's what I like to look like, be like, essentially. So you have to see, how is this manifest and why? And you have to ask yourself, is this a healthy way of coping with this anger? Because, of course, some people deal with anger very healthy, right? Like maybe someone goes for a run when they're angry. That's a healthier way of dealing with it, rather than, maybe beating somebody up in that direct situation. It's not healthy if you are bringing physical, psychological, or emotional harm to yourself or somebody else. And I'm not saying that you don't check people. you should definitely check people. What I mean by check people is boundaries. If someone's stepping beyond your boundaries that you accept as a person that respects yourself, is this person overstepping their boundaries? If so, you let them know. And this video isn't saying that you don't defend yourself if there's a situation where someone is, starting stuff. You want to defend yourself, of course, but fighting is like a last resort. That's when, combat, that's the last resort. That's if, okay, this person, all right, let's go, because you're protecting yourself, of course. Another thing about anger, and a lot of people miss this, is it's not necessarily the situation that pisses you off. You need to really understand this part. Please listen closely. It's not the situation that probably pissed you off. A lot of times, it's the story you tell yourself. You're not mad at the situation. You exacerbated the situation in your mind. So people that get mad if somebody cuts them off in traffic, it's not necessarily the cutoff in traffic. Some people come up with things in their mind like, oh, they're getting over on me. Oh, they think they're better than me. And they create this narrative in their mind. The mind, I keep talking about this. The mind is a narrative building machine. You create meanings to everything. You attach meanings to everything, and you just create shit. And then these emotions come up, and you think it's the situation. Oh, that person made me mad. Nobody makes you mad. Anger arises from yourself. It completely arises from yourself. Nobody can make you angry. So get that vocabulary out of your mind. This person made me angry. Nobody made you angry. Very key thing to understand. Watch the meaning you put into it. And oftentimes when you understand your triggers and you're angry, you can see that, okay, I'm triggered by this, and this thought that I attached to this situation made it even worse. So it exacerbated it. So the anger is even stronger, and it's having even more of a pull on me. And I feel as though I have to defend my honor in a way that's actually not really defending your honor, because the situation may not even call for. The situation actually may not be something that is as disrespectful as you think. It's just something you build up in your head. So understand that a lot of situations, it's your interpretation of it, and avoid this person made me the angry victimhood mindset thing. I made a video on in Understanding People Part 7, the victim mindset. You have extreme dominion over how you think and your emotional process. The more aware you get, the more you do things like practicing meditation, the more you can see anger and you can identify it so quickly. The issue here is a lot of anger is very unconscious. So when it's unconscious, you start to externalize everything. You start to think that it's the world. Oh my God, it's these conservatives. Oh my God, it's these liberals. They're just making me angry. Oh, Trump is just making me angry. My enemy from high school is just making me angry. Oh, how dare them. It's not the world, it's you. And you're just not taking responsibility for the emotion that you're arising for yourself. You're not taking responsibility of it because you don't want to take responsibility about it. Another facet of anger is that it's actually a smokescreen. Here's what I mean. Anger arises a lot of times because we're in pain, and pain oftentimes makes us feel kind of vulnerable. And if your self-image is someone of strength, of course, a lot of men, we have self-images of strength. I do as well. We have this self-image of strength, and if we feel pain, there's a vulnerability side of us that comes up, and the anger is like that cloud that covers it. That way we experience the anger and not the pain or the sadness per se. Now, anger, you still have pain and anger, right? It's just like different manifestations. So you have the pain, you have the anger on one side, and you have the sadness or we'll go with sadness. You have the sadness on the other side. oftentimes we might gravitate towards the anger because it's easier to deal with the anger than the sadness, to admit that, oh, that made me sad. It's easier to say, oh, I'm pissed off, forget this person. So how do we deal with anger? Of course, first it starts with awareness, understanding your triggers, why they trigger you, and understanding how your anger manifests. What do you do when you get angry? How long are you angry? What kind of decisions do you make when you're angry? From there, you start getting awareness of your anger. When angry situations come up, you have reference. When situations come up that make you angry, you have reference experience of being aware of why it makes you angry. Reference experience is important. It's kind of like having a history of something. It's having practice at something. If you start kickboxing and you do like 2 kickboxing matches, you have reference experience of certain muscle memory moves that you do during combat. It's instilled in your brain. You remember, okay, my opponent did this and I did that. They did this, I did that. So when you're processing your anger, you have reference experience of when you were aware of getting angry. Okay, you got cut off in traffic. You were aware of you getting angry then, and you were about to shout. That's what you noticed. That's reference experience. Future time it happens, or another situation that triggers that same emotion of anger occurs, you have that reference experience of being aware of it, so you're aware of it again and again and again, and it's a snowball effect that gets better and better. So there's that. Also, meditation is amazing for processing anger. Meditation leads to no mind, where the ego mind or the ego is not in the way. Your sense of self, your sense of separate self from the world. I'm Jimmy Anderson, if that's your name. That person you think is you, that's your separate self. And in meditation, for that moment in time, it's quieted. And over time, if you do meditation consistently, you start to be aware of yourself, your body, your emotions a lot more than previously before. And it doesn't have to take you years at all. No, it can really take just a couple months of consistent meditation and you're on your way. So this video is all about anger. I hope you guys appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit the red button below and subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button as well. Leave a comment below. And of course, I'm not sitting here on my soapbox saying I never get angry. I get angry. I'm just able. It's just a lot. I've just gotten a lot better at it than when I was younger. And it's such an essential thing to be able to manage your emotions, because at the end of the day, you are always interacting with people, and you are also always in your own body. So you can make yourself angry a lot. Well, you always make yourself angry, but technically. But even your own thoughts can elicit anger within yourself, and you can be mad about yourself. So if you're able to take away the good advice from this video, you're gonna be a lot more self-aware. The likelihood of you really getting upset over situations is like, I mean, come on, really?